This is a video explaining the term contemporary bobbin lace. There is no definition on the internet what contemporary bobbin lace is, so I tried to explain my view on it. I start with our heritage, the history of bobbin lace, seeing at the political and economical side of it, and going over to the potential we have nowadays in making bobbin lace. Hello, my name is Uli Baisi. I'm a contemporary lace maker and I'm happy to welcome you here on my channel. Today's topic is a try of definition of contemporary lace to explain what I do understand under contemporary lace. It's a bit difficult because there is no definition on the internet, and so I try to explain what I see and understand under the term contemporary bobbin lace. For this, I think we have to go far back in our history. The scientists are saying, oh, bobbin lace is 500, 600 years old. I don't believe this. I think it's very natural to use some sticks or bones and use some thread or leather stripes to make to twist and turn them. I think that comes very natural, and so I think they must have made bobbin lace. And especially twisted and turned thread is much stronger than the single threads. And also you don't need pins to make a bobbin lace. So it was then more, I think, the lace in a practical sense. But coming of the time, the lace went to be a symbol of status, wealth and power. We all remember these oil paintings in museum where the people are all wearing lace, and this is very important. It shows how wealthy and what kind of status they have. And this is not only for women, it's also for men. So to be up to date, it was like it is today. The fashion always changes, and you can see the status of the people, how they change, have the newest dress and shoes and accessories. This has always been renewed. That it's a sign of power and wealth. And with this, it was like in the times years ago with the lace. So lace always had to be renewed, new lace patterns had to be designed, and this went to be therefore, and they were very secret, the patterns and the designs were really, really valuable. So this was a very political issue, and also an issue of espionage and whatever you can think of. I just moved because it started to rain again, and I hope, yeah, I'm dry here in the moment. So where were we? Yes, we were with the fashion. You know, like changing the fashion in nowadays, the up to date. It was the same with the lace far back. So this was really a sign of the wealth, and all the time it needed to be renewed, and that's the reason we have so many different kind of lace techniques. Torchon, Guipur, Cluny, Honiton, Idria, Russian lace, and I can't name everything. So there are a lot of laces started due to this competition, and that's that's why we have such a rich heritage on different lace techniques. So then all this lace needed to be done, of course, made by hand, and this went to be a whole industry of lace makers. Quite often in families made, and kids from very small on needed to work, also start as a lace maker, or and sometimes we had even the lace schools where the little girls were trained to be lace makers, to have their profession for their life. So this was also played also a role in this life, because a lot of people were dependent in their earnings by their making their lace. But then the Industrial Revolution started, and the first machines came in to compete with lace. First it started just to make nets, the machines, and step by step it went on to be taking more and more over. So that was a competition, a battle against each other. So many people were dependent on this lace that this was really a very difficult times. A lot of people were losing their earnings, and this went on and on. And I have here a book which is Austria Lace. It's about lace, Art Nouveau bobbin lace in Vienna. And one of the designers of this lace has written something which I think shows really what this is saying. Oh, my glasses are full of drops. The Austrian cottage industry has rendered a great. If you're not Art Nouveau, that's about 1900. So. The Austrian cottage industry has rendered a great service to decoration and fashions by the development of new, cheap, but nonetheless fine lace. This lace has not only cast off tradition in its pattern, but also demonstrates how effective other techniques can be. Originating mainly from lace for clothing, Modespitzen, fashion lace, also called Wiener Spitzen, Vienna lace, has produced a diversity of variations in recent years, quite apart from the more versatile Austria lace. This is not one of those toilsome kinds of lace which take many months in the making, but has witty patterns produced by masterful use of methods. You can imagine that they are a delight to make, for the threads are only lightly interwoven, and the newest patterns only at crossing, so that even the bobbin lace character is done away with it. It is meshed lace which in its inimitability could only be created at a time when fashions are all light and frothy, and which, being simple and flowing, finds appropriate use on the modern coat, dress and frocks. This is lace which does not demand to be stored away carefully in trunks and boxes like its more precious sisters, but which is displayed openly and can be cut to fit the model. Nor does the lace have the kind of character which the machines can imitate so excellently. The bobbin lace machine is not able to copy the freedom of these patterns and working threads, and so this lace, more than other, embodies the appeal of handicraft. It provides Viennese fashions with an additional and simple way of decorating dresses, blouses and household linen. It's a thoroughly fashionable, at the same time also Austrian. So there's, for example, something he has made, or this here. So and if you look at the front, you see that's very typical for this time, this kind of Vienna lace. So what he says, his name is Max Bude by his name is Max Bude. Sorry, I should have said it earlier. So what he says, it's exactly what I'm saying, is that they tried to compete against the machines, and this battle was just lost. There was no chance to make it against the machines, and so all the industry died. And bobbin lace went to be a craft, a hobby craft. This battle is now 100 years ago. That's meaning 100 years of no industry of bobbin lace. All that is left is bobbin lace as a craft, as a hobby. The time has gone on, and the inventions didn't stood still, and it has changed our society, our living, in an immense way. Everyone knows this. So we have now the chance to take all we have and use this to make lace. Use the twisting and turning to make wonderful lace in a very different way. We have now technical materials. We have very different threads. We can composite things which wasn't able to do before. So this is what I mean with contemporary lace. For example, you just have seen how I have been making this big scarf. For this scarf I needed a foil, a water-soluble foil, that I was able to make the scarf on it. And I needed the foil not only to fix the lace, I needed also a sewing machine. So I have just mixed then the sewing with the bobbin lace, and also using a different material. I've used wool. So this is, I haven't used linen or cotton or might be wire. I've used wool and connected it, composed it together with sewing. So this is what I mean with technical materials, and also we have other threads, like I'm using wool for example, or I'm using artificial thread like my machine embroidery thread or metallized thread, which helps me to make a wonderful colorful lace. And color was something in back times which was not used, was not possible. If they would have had it, they probably would have used it. So it was mostly beige, white and black. So it's like uplifting the technique of bobbin lace into our time. It's I've seen a Dutch guy, I think his name is Joop Verhoeven. I will make a subtitle, and he is lacing gates, wire gates. They are beautiful. I need some fans. I would love to have them here. Well, I probably can't afford it, but I think it's a gorgeous idea, just to take the technique and make something wonderful out of it. And we can composite materials we would never have used before, like there's horsehair and wire together. I think that's really interesting thing. Wire also is a traditional material, if you don't know. In some parts of Germany, the traditional costumes we call Tracht, they have a hat which is bobbin laced out of wire. They're amazing. I didn't know this until I met some of these lace makers at a convention of the Deutschen Klöppelverband, which means the Guild of German Bobbin Laces. So I think that's it's really amazing, and a lot of you have started again with working with wire, and I think you can make some really amazing jewelry out of this, and some of you making really amazing jewelry. So this is just, it's like using what we can use here, what we have the chance to use, and looking over the edge of the plate or beyond the horizon to make something out of lace. I don't say you all have to do it. It's like some like to do their favorite kind of bobbin lace, and that's good. I think it's just something that you shouldn't put aside, and think what you can make out of the things, because I don't like to have the lace in my drawers. That's what for. I want to live and use it. So I like to make things which I can really look at, sculptures, or make accessories, or make jewelry, like I just have here. Can you see it? This is a ring. This is wood and bobbin lace. It's not very good. I have to restart this doing again, but it's something rethinking. So what can I make? What kind of materials I like to use. In the moment I'm working on a sculpture. It's wire and paper and lace. I don't know whether it's going to work out, but that's something that is nagging on me for years, and I really would like to make something. But as I said in a video before, sometimes it takes really years until I'm really happy with the outcome. So this is my take on contemporary bobbin lace. I like to use the wonderful craft of bobbin lacing, so our heritage, to give it a new touch. And that is, for me, contemporary bobbin lace. I say thank you for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. It's pretty short for my terms. I hope you have a good time lacing, and I see you soon again.